We like to think of plants as passive, rooted in place, silent, harmless. We walk past them, we water them, we barely notice them. But nature has a secret, hidden in bogs, rainforests, and rocky cliffs around the world. Some plants learn to fight back. They evolved traps, lures, digestive acids. They became hunters. Today, we're going to meet 10 of them. Let's start with the one everyone knows, but few truly understand: the Venus flytrap. Native to the wetlands of North and South Carolina, this plant has one of the most sophisticated traps in the natural world. Its leaves are hinged, lined with tiny trigger hairs. When an insect brushes two of those hairs within 20 seconds, snap. The trap closes in a fraction of a second, faster than the blink of an eye. But here's what makes it even more remarkable. The plant counts. It won't waste energy digesting a raindrop or a piece of debris. It needs to be sure. Only a struggling, living creature will keep triggering those hairs, signaling that dinner has arrived. Once sealed, the leaf becomes a stomach. Digestive enzymes break down the prey over 5 to 12 days. Then the trap reopens and waits again. Talk about patience. If the Venus flytrap is an ambush predator, well, this plant is something more sinister. Introducing the Nepenthes pitcher, a pit trap. Found across Southeast Asia, these plants grow long, dangling pitchers filled with digestive fluid. The rim is coated in a slick, waxy substance. One wrong step and an insect, or even a small frog or rat, slides in and cannot climb back out. Some species of Nepenthes have evolved a remarkable partnership with tree shrews. The shrews come to drink nectar from the pitcher's lid and defecate into it. The plant feeds on their droppings. Neither party is harmed. Both benefit. Nature doesn't always have to be brutal. Sometimes it's just business, nothing personal. Picture a field of tiny rubies glistening in the sunlight. Beautiful, inviting, deadly. The sundew uses a cruel kind of beauty to lure its prey. Each of its tentacles is tipped with a sticky, glistening droplet that resembles dew, but is actually a powerful adhesive mucilage. An insect lands, expecting moisture. Instead, it finds itself glued in place. And then, slowly, the sundew's tentacles begin to curl inward. The plant folds around its meal like a gentle, suffocating embrace. There are over 190 species of sundew, making it the most widespread carnivorous plant genus on Earth. From the Arctic to the tropics, the sundew waits, patient, glittering, and hungry. It looks like something out of a fantasy novel. A serpent rising from the earth, hood flared, forked tongue extended. It's actually a plant, and it's one of the most architecturally complex carnivores alive. The cobra lily grows only in cold, mountainous streams in Northern California and Oregon. Its pitcher is shaped like a cobra's head, complete with a forked appendage that mimics a tongue, luring insects inside. Here's the cruel twist. Once inside, the insect sees light filtering through translucent false windows in the hood. Confused, it flies toward the light, away from the exit, until it falls, exhausted, into the digestive pool below. The cobra lily doesn't just trap prey, it confuses it. Most carnivorous plants hunt on land. The bladderwort hunts underwater, and it may have the fastest trap of any living organism on Earth. Bladderworts are aquatic or semi-aquatic plants that drift through ponds and streams. They're covered in tiny bladder-shaped traps, each one a vacuum chamber, under negative pressure. When a small water flea or larva brushes the trigger hairs at the entrance, the bladder fires, in less than a millisecond, faster than the human eye can detect. The trapdoor opens, sucks in water and prey, and seals shut again. It's not a snap. It's not a fold. It's a vacuum implosion. The prey never had a chance. Some hunters are loud. Some are subtle. The butterwort is the quiet one. Its leaves look almost normal, flat, pale, and fleshy. But run your finger across one and you'll feel it. A greasy, sticky film coating every surface. Thousands of microscopic glands, each secreting a mucilage that traps small insects and even springtails. Once prey is caught, the leaf edges slowly curl inward, not dramatically, but enough to pool the digestive enzymes around the meal. What makes butterworts especially interesting is their duality. In summer, they're carnivores. In winter, when insects are gone, they go dormant, shrinking into a tight rosette that survives on nothing but light and minerals. Even a hunter knows when to rest. Imagine a Venus flytrap, but miniaturized, floating in water and spinning like a wheel. That's the water wheel plant. One of the rarest plants on Earth, Aldrovanda, is a rootless aquatic carnivore that drifts through freshwater lakes and ponds. Along its stem, tiny snap traps, each barely a few millimeters wide, wait for water fleas and small invertebrates. Like the Venus flytrap, it uses trigger hairs. Like the bladderwort, it strikes with shocking speed. It's been called a living fossil. Its design has barely changed in millions of years. Because when a design works this well, evolution sees no reason to improve it. This one operates entirely underground, and it's among the most mysterious carnivores we know of. The corkscrew plant doesn't look dangerous. Above ground, it blooms with cheerful little yellow flowers, but underground, it hides a labyrinth. Its roots are shaped like corkscrews, hollow, twisted tubes with a one-way entrance lined with hairs. Microscopic organisms like protozoa and algae are drawn in by chemical signals. They enter easily. The inward-pointing hairs make escape impossible. The plant digests them slowly, deep in the soil, where no one can see. Genlisea has one of the smallest genomes of any plant. Stripped down, efficient, evolved to do one thing extremely well: hunting in the dark. Found only in a small corner of southwestern Australia, the Albany pitcher plant is a study in independent evolution. It looks remarkably like a Nepenthes pitcher plant, with the same deep trap, the same ribbed interior, the same pool of digestive fluid. But the two plants are not closely related. They arrived at the same solution through entirely separate evolutionary paths. Scientists call this convergent evolution. When a problem, how to survive in nutrient-poor soil, is the same, sometimes nature finds the same answer twice. The Albany pitcher plant is also unusual because it produces two kinds of leaves, flat ones for photosynthesis and pitcher-shaped ones for hunting. It multitasks, it adapts. Our final plant breaks the rules, and in doing so, reveals just how strange and creative nature can be. Rhoridula grows in the fynbos of South Africa. It's covered in sticky resin that traps insects, sometimes even small birds. It looks carnivorous. It acts carnivorous. But it can't digest prey on its own. Instead, it has a partner, a species of assassin bug that lives exclusively on Rhoridula. The bugs eat the trapped insects. And then, in what has become the plant's entire feeding strategy, the bugs deposit their droppings onto the leaves. Rhoridula absorbs the nutrients from the frass. It's carnivorous by proxy. It outsourced digestion to an insect. There are no rules in evolution, only results. 10 plants, 10 different traps, 10 different answers to the same brutal question. How do you survive where others cannot? They evolved sticky leaves and vacuums and pit traps and underground labyrinths. They made deals with tree shrews and assassin bugs. They learned to count, to wait, to confuse. We call them carnivorous. But really, they're just survivors, doing what life has always done: finding a way.